Okay, welcome to Lakshya Academy. This is the 24th part of excretory products and their elimination. Okay, in this part, we are going to learn juxtaglomerular apparatus and angiotensin 2 and 2 hormone, aldosterone hormone, and heart. We are going to talk about these parts in the regulation of kidney function, how they regulate the kidney function. Okay, let us start with juxtaglomerular apparatus. A brief introduction about that. Already, okay, you are familiar with the juxtaglomerular apparatus. Earlier we learned. Okay, it consists of two parts. Juxtaglomerular apparatus consists of JG cells here, which are present in the wall of the efferent arteriole, which are modified smooth muscle cells, and another one is the macula densa, which are modified simple cuboidal epithelial cells of the distal convoluted tubule. If you look at this diagram, okay, here, okay, this is the, okay, Bowman's capsule. This yellow part is the, okay, this part is PCT, that, and this white part is, what is this? Henle's loop is there, and next this is a Henle's loop thin segment. This is, and this green part is thick segment of that, and this pink color part, this is the DCT here up to here. Then comes the, okay, initial collecting, that then comes the, okay, straight collecting, that duct. Okay, here, okay, this DCT, if you observe here, has come in contact with DCT has come in contact with the efferent arteriole. Here, look at this one. Efferent arteriole and DCT have come in contact. Okay, because of the, okay, at this point where they where they contact with each other, at that part the cells are modified in these two parts. In efferent arteriole, the modified smooth muscle cells are called, okay, JG cells, and these are called macula densa, together called juxtaglomerular apparatus. That's about JGA apparatus. Okay, what is the significance of this juxtaglomerular apparatus in regulating the kidney function? Okay, let us move on to that. Okay, now let us talk about RAS, renin-angiotensin-aldosterone system. Okay, in this renin-angiotensin-aldosterone system, okay, that okay, JG apparatus plays an important role here. Okay, you know that our liver produces tons of proteins. Liver produces many proteins. Albumins, globulins, fibrinogen, prothrombin. Okay, globulins again, alpha globulins, beta globulins. There are gamma globulins. Gamma globulins are produced, okay, okay, in the lymphoid organs. In the lymphoid organs means, bone marrow, thymus gland. These are called lymphoid organs. Okay, liver produces many proteins. One of them is angiotensinogen, and there is a ogen. That means it is inactive form. Pepsinogen is inactive form of the pepsin, and another. Okay, prorenin. Pro, when there is a pro, that is also inactive. Okay, like that, many substances which are ending with ogen, that means they're inactive form. Okay, when angiotensinogen is inactive protein present in the plasma produced by the liver. Whenever there is a decrease in our blood volume, our BP decreases, GFR decreases. GFR, you learned what is GFR definition is very important. What is glomerular filtration? GF is important and GFR is important. And whenever there is a fall in GFR, okay, what is the GFR? The volume of the amount of filtrate formed by the both kidneys per minute is called GFR. It is a normal person, a normal healthy individual, 125 ml per minute. Whenever there is a GFR decrease, for example, if it becomes 110, like that, the JG cells get activated. The JG cells present here, they sense that, and then what happens is they get activated. The activated JG cells produce renin, R-E-N-I-N, not R-E-N-I-N-N-I-N. R-E-N-N-I-N you learnt in first lesson digestive system. Okay, it is also otherwise called angiotensinase. It is acting on angiotensinogen. Now it converts it into angiotensin 1, which is the now ogen not there. It is the active protein in the plasma. When this conversion happens, okay, when there is a fall in blood pressure, fall in GFR, fall in blood volume, now the angiotensin 1 is converted to angiotensin 2 by lungs. Okay, lungs produce a angiotensin converting enzyme which is abbreviated as ACE, angiotensin converting enzyme into angiotensin 2. Okay, now what happens? Angiotensin 2, okay, it is doing two things here. One, it is a hormone. It is a powerful vasoconstrictor, it potent vasoconstrictor. Very important point. There are many vasoconstrictors in first year. Okay, now you can recall, I think in first year you prepared very well. Mast cells produce histamine, bradykinin, serotonin, heparin. Heparin is a vasoconstrictor. Okay, heparin is an anticoagulant, sorry. Okay, serotonin is vasoconstrictor. Bradykinin, histamine are the vasodilator. Okay, here serotonin is a vasoconstrictor. Vasopressin, ADH hormone we discussed in the previous part, that is a vasoconstrictor, and angiotensin 2 also a vasoconstrictor. The name itself explaining that angio, blood vessel, it can cause the blood vessel to constrict. Okay, that's why it is called vasoconstrictor. When vasoconstriction takes place, blood vessel becomes narrow. Okay, when blood vessel becomes narrow, when its diameter decreases, blood pressure increases, GFR increase. Okay, here, okay, blood pressure decrease and GFR decrease. In response to that, okay, it is produced and it is increasing BP as well as GFR. The other function of this angiotensin 2 is, what is it doing here? Okay, it is also acting on the cortex of the adrenal gland. Okay, adrenal cortex, we call it adrenal cortex. Adrenal cortex produces many hormones. One of them is aldosterone. What is that? Aldosterone. And what does it do? Where does it act? This aldosterone acts on the DCT as well as collecting duct of the nephron and DCT, distal convoluted tubule of the nephron. And what does it do there? It increases water reabsorption at DCT. Na plus reabsorption directly and water reabsorption indirectly. When, okay, observe this one. When NaCl is reabsorbed from the DCT into the blood, okay, indirectly water is also reabsorbed. Okay, the water follows the H plus. Okay, now what is, look at this air, opposite air. At the same time, K plus secretion also takes place into the filtrate. Okay, if adrenal cortex is damaged in one person, K plus levels increase in our blood, that would lead to the death of the person. Very important application bit. Okay, next, what is happening here? Hypertonic urine is produced because of reabsorption of sodium as well as water from the filtrate into the blood. Okay, now the urine becomes hypertonic. Okay, as a result of reabsorption of sodium and water into the blood, what happens is blood volume increases, blood pressure increases, and GFR increases. Okay, these all things happen here. Okay, opposite to the first one. Here blood volume decrease, BP decrease, and now it has become normal because of this all. Okay, for blood volume or BP or GFR, if they exceed beyond normal, okay, when they decrease, who is coming? This entire mechanism is happening. If they increase, okay, if the blood volume increases, BP increases, GFR increases, there is another mechanism to control this one, opposite to RAS. Okay, that is ANP, anti-natriuretic peptide, or atrial natriuretic peptide, or atrial natriuretic factor. That word itself telling that it is atrial, that means it is produced by the atrium. Which atrium? It is produced by the right atrium, wall of the right atrium. Okay, atrial natriuretic factor, and secreted from the cardiac muscles of the right atrium. It is a vasodilator. Bradykinin is a vasodilator. And next one, histamine is a vasodilator, and it is also a vasodilator. It makes the blood vessel bigger. Okay, the diameter increases, and it inhibits the or decreases the water Na plus reabsorption. Here increase. Okay, reabsorption of water. Okay, reabsorption Na plus increases here, but it is quite opposite to that. ANP is antagonistic to aldosterone. You know, insulin is antagonistic to glucagon. Parathyroid hormone, you will be learning later. Parathyroid hormone is antagonistic to thyrocalcitonin. And here ANP is antagonistic to aldosterone. అంటే రెండు opposite way లో యాక్ట్ చేస్తాయి. They act against each other. Okay, now eliminates Na plus along with urine. It eliminates Na plus along, but here reabsorption, but here elimination taking place. And now because of this hormone ANP, okay, blood volume decreases, BP decreases, GFR decreases, and ANP is the antagonistic to aldosterone. Okay, that's about this RAS, renin, angiotensin, aldosterone system. Now let us see what is given in our NCERT textbook. JGA plays a complex regulatory role. A fall in GFR or glomerular blood flow or glomerular filtration rate or glomerular blood pressure when they fall, and it can activate the JG cells. Whenever there is a fall in this, and what are activated? JG cells are activated here. JG cells are present in the efferent arteriole, they activate. Then what happens? The JG cells release renin, RENIN, which converts angiotensinogen in blood present in the plasma, which is inactive one, into angiotensin 1, which is active. And further to it is converted angiotensin 2. Okay, in a state textbook they gave in detail. They shorten here. Angiotensin 2 being a powerful vasoconstrictor. This point is not given in state textbook. Okay, angiotensin 2 is a powerful vasoconstrictor which increases the glomerular blood pressure, and therefore GFR increases now. Angiotensin 2 also activates the adrenal cortex, as I showed you in the previous one. It also activates the adrenal cortex to release. Okay, to release. It also activates the adrenal cortex to release aldosterone. Okay, to release aldosterone. Aldosterone causes the reabsorption of Na plus and water from the distal parts of the tubule, and this also leads to increase in pressure. Okay, and GFR also increases. Okay, here it causes the blood vessel to constrict. Here it causes the blood vessel to constrict. Okay, BP increase, GFR increase. On the other hand, it is also acting on the cortex of the adrenal gland. Okay, this adrenal aldosterone, and I secreted by it. It is also increasing the BP. It is also increasing BP. It is also increasing GFR. Okay, come back here. Okay, this is also leads to an increase in the blood pressure as well as GFR. This complex mechanism is generally known as renin angiotensin aldosterone system or mechanism. Okay, next, opposite to this one, an increase in the blood flow to the atrium or the heart, right atrium. Whenever there is a BP, blood pressure increase in right atrium of the heart can, which can cause the release of atrial natriuretic factor. ANP can cause the vasodilation or dilation of blood vessels, thereby decrease the BP. And ANF mechanism is therefore acts as a check on renin angiotensin mechanism की opposite గా పనిచేసేది ఎవరంటే ANF or ANP, atrial natriuretic factor or atrial natriuretic peptide.